Hello everybody, this is the Teaserking coming to you with the second round of the 2015 playoffs, 2014 I guess. I was in Vegas the last few weeks, so I apologize for not doing any videos. Did very well in the bowls, going 15-2, and now in the last week in the NFL playoffs was 3 for 3. I didn't play the Arizona-Carolina game. I liked Arizona, but I couldn't play Lindley. But hit the others. The lock was Dallas, which came through. And here to talk about this week's games. First game is Baltimore at New England. New England laying 7. I think the score will be 24-13 New England. I just think it's too much Tom Brady. I don't buy into this Baltimore being this great road dog in the playoffs and everything else. I see what it is, but that's with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And Flacco's still Flacco. He's good when they got a great defense. He throws weak passes, short little ones, and the Hail Mary against Denver and stuff like that. That's fine, but let's go to reality. Revis will take anybody out who Baltimore has. I don't even know who they have. Forsett, yeah, he looked good against Pittsburgh, but again, Pittsburgh didn't have Le'Veon Bell. So they couldn't keep the ball, they couldn't run the ball, they were one-dimensional. New England's not one-dimensional. With Jonas, with Blunt, Brady will hit Gronk. There's too much weapons for New England. They'll figure it out. Brady is not losing. He knows he's near the end. He's got a couple years left. This is a big chance that the number 1 seed, they're going to get Denver at home next week. They're not going to lose this game. I looked at the trends in the teaser. New England is a home favorite. It's not that strong because they're usually favored by 10, 11 points because of Brady. Then they win by 2 or 3, and you're like, oh, and they lose like against the Jets. But the Jets are a good matchup problem for New England because of their defense. So it made it really difficult. But when I looked at them straight up at home, they're 20-4. Which means they don't lose at home. They might not cover, but here you're not asking them to cover. You're asking them to win. They're just laying 7. You chop it to 1. Baltimore in 13 is probably good, but I don't think Baltimore can win. I think they can keep it close, but I don't bet to keep it close. I bet who can win, and New England will win the game, and that's really the most important thing. Baltimore's a good road dog, 16-3. They'll probably stay within the 13 if you tease them that way. I think, like I said, I think they lose by 10 or so, maybe 8, but I don't see them winning the game. And I am not betting against Tom Brady. It's not a healthy way to make money. So take New England, lay the 1. That's the best way to take this game. Carolina, Seattle. Seattle laying 11, 11.5, 12, depending on your book. Carolina's in a whole lot of trouble here. I mean, how are they going to move the ball? Cam Newton's not going to run on Seattle. Seattle will take that away. They're too strong of a run defense. There's no threats on the defense. Sherman will take whoever their receiver, Benjamin, or their tight end away. Good luck. They're going to have 9 in the box, and there's nothing Carolina can do about it. They're going to run into it. They're not going to get any yards. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I just don't see Carolina being able to move the ball. With Star Latufka out, I don't see that's going to hurt against Marshawn Lynch. Russell Wilson will run enough, throw the ball, play action enough, keep Carolina off balance. They don't make mistakes. He doesn't throw interceptions. He might have a fumble, maybe, but basically Seattle's going to dominate here, and Carolina's not going to amass a lot of yards. I don't like ESPN. They'll sit there and make, oh, look at the last game was close. Yeah, Seattle wasn't playing well. They had a lot of injuries, and they were at Carolina in an early game for the West Coast team. So, and Seattle still won the game. And my point is, the game's in Seattle, not in Carolina. If it was in Carolina, yeah, it'd be a 3 or 4 point game, but it's not. That's another factor. Seattle at home with the crowd noise and everything else, and their time slot. Actually, it's a night game, so it's going to be a late game for Carolina. Definitely just Seattle all over them. Off they go. Dallas at Green Bay. What looks like a close game, I think will be a pretty close game. I think at the end of the day, Green Bay wins this game. You can take Green Bay -1. Again, just win at home. Green Bay does that. They beat New England at home. Enough said. When the pressure was on, they beat Detroit for the #1 seed. They scored 30 on that defense, which is much better than Dallas's. Look at the trends. Dallas 13-4 as a road dog. Green Bay 27-5 as a home favorite. Enough said. That's in a teaser. They just don't lose at home. Very often you got 5-degree wind chill, which is going to definitely help Green Bay. They're used to it. Dallas is going to be cold. Yeah, they can run, but basically the key to this game is Dallas' secondary is terrible. They don't put much of a rush on Aaron Rodgers. He'll get the ball off. They'll just run him out of the shotgun. Yeah, his calf's hurt. This is football. Everybody's hurt. Everybody plays through pain. He came back in the second half of the Lions game. Believe me, he's had 2 weeks to rest this up. He'll be okay. He might tweak it again, but as you saw in the Detroit game, he came back from the tweak. So I don't think there's any issue. Romo will be Romo. He'll throw a few picks. At the end of the day, they're not going to be able to run as effectively because of the cold weather. And I just don't think Dallas is going to handle the weather, and I think their secondary is too weak. Green Bay laying 1, I think, is the play here. They're just too strong. Indy getting 7 from Denver. Let's look at Denver. 26-4 as a home favorite. That's the key to this game. Denver's at home. Indy's not at home playing Cincinnati. They're on the road. They have a terrible secondary. They get burnt by good quarterbacks. I'm still watching the Dallas game. Dallas scoring. They just scored a touchdown now on Indy. It's 42-7. Indy on the road, not the same as at home. Against a good quarterback. They do not have the defense. They do not put the pressure on. The key to beating Manning is what Seattle does. You pressure them. You have a good defense. Defense will beat the good quarterback. Indy doesn't have a defense. Yeah, they got Andrew Luck. They don't have a running game. They'll score. I'll put this game at 42-33 for Denver. I think there's a lot of points. But Denver's going to score early and often. Jump out to the big lead. Indy will try to come back. At the end of the day, Denver's just too much Peyton Manning. He's had 2 weeks to rest up from whatever he's been injured, and he's just too smart. He's been there too often. I'd like Denver to win. Green Bay Dallas. I didn't give you a score. I'm going to say Green Bay 37, Dallas 27, something like that. Maybe 37-30. It should be a pretty high scoring game for Green Bay. Dallas will score, but not enough. Their defense will let them down. Seattle 24-0. New England 24-13. All right, well, that's it. I will give you the Super Bowl pick. Seattle 27, New England 20. That's my Super Bowl pick. This week you gotta, it takes a strong defense to win on the road, and I just don't see. Indy doesn't have it. Dallas doesn't have it. Carolina does, but one of their players is injured, and they're not going to face the Arizona 4-string quarterback this week. They're facing Russell Wilson, and it's a whole different scheme. It's a running game, not a passing game here. And then New England, Baltimore. Baltimore doesn't have Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. That's how they beat them. Good luck stopping Gronk, and with Revis, good luck for Baltimore. You're not going to see Flacco with no interceptions anymore. All right, everybody, that's the Teaser King. Well, good luck. Happy holidays. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, made a lot of money on the bowls and the playoffs like I did. And off we go. I do want to talk for a minute about this reverse teaser. It's a very unique and interesting thing. It's at the MGM. And what it is, it's reverse. So if we look at the Jets, I won with the Jets against the Dolphins. The L's you see are the teams in the teaser, not my picks. So I took the Jets laying 2.5 to the Dolphins. The reverse teaser, it's weird because there's a lot of games nobody wins. For example, it had like Green Bay laying 17 to Detroit, and Detroit laying 1 to Green Bay, and Green Bay wins by less than 17. Nobody wins. So I hit the Jets. Why? Because I had the lock of the Jets over Miami, because the dog in that series is great. The key about this is the odds. You get, for just picking 4 or 5 games, like I picked 5 games, it's 180 to 1. I bet $10 to win 1,800, and I hit 4 out of the 5. I hit the Jets, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and I lost and I had Georgia Tech, and the only way I lost on was Florida State. That was my only losing, or one of my 2 losing bowl picks was Florida State. I had them +0.5. I was disappointed to see the way they played. They basically gave the game away with all the turnovers. But anyway, good luck to everybody. Again, it's www.teaserking.com. Have a great weekend and make some money.